Hi, everybody. Hey, happy Monday night. I hope I'm not catching you. I hope I'm catching you guys free. And I realize this is not my normal night, and that's okay. So I hope everybody's doing well. You know what? I actually had wanted to jump on yesterday, but as most of you probably saw, I got into a lasagna making day, and that just took longer than I thought. You know, I don't cook nearly as much as I used to, and I forgot all the little steps and pieces and parts to that. But I'm happy to say that 10 mini lasagnas were born, and they are in the freezer and ready to be distributed to my book club. So, hello everyone. Let me, I am putting my bristle brush into my take your pick tool as everybody's jumping on here. I hope you've had a great Monday and a nice weekend for that matter. Mine, not bad. Went a tad too fast. I hate it when that happens. But other than that, what can I say? No complaints. I've forgotten how this thing must fit in on this side. I was like, it's not working. Aha! Okay, so this is part of the take your pick tool. You can buy this little bristle brush as an extra, a little added piece, and it comes with some sponge platforms that you can use. We will use that tonight, and then of course I can keep my paper piercing tool handy because we're going to have a few little die cuts to work on here, and we're going to have a pretty card when we get finished, I think. Hello, ladies, jumping on. Hello, Martine. How many cheesy garlic breads? You know what? They didn't get any cheesy garlic bread. There you go. And we didn't even eat the lasagna yet. So I made it for my book club. We meet virtually by Zoom, but several months ago, I don't know who started it, whose bright idea it was, and I mean it really was a bright idea. We get meals, so the person that's hosting, who would normally host the dinner, has been delivering meals virtually. Or one time we got hot buttered rums and caramel corn. I mean, one time it was pizza, and it's really kind of funny how that makes you still feel like you're together if you're all eating the same meal, even though you're on Zoom. Kind of weird, right? You didn't miss much, Lois, just me gabbing, you know, the usual. So anyway, that is the main part of the meal I'm making. And so tonight when I get off here, I need to make some little brownies. Yum. In their own little pans. So anyway, tonight is about cards though, not about lasagna. That's tomorrow night's about lasagna. No, Wednesday night. Sorry, I'm hopping ahead. I don't know what night it is because I'm coming on a Monday night. That's all. That's going to flip my whole week around, I can tell you right now. But we're just going to go with it. So listen, I build this as a butterfly mashup. And that's because I am using some products that are brand new and only available to demonstrators or is a part of a starter kit right now, as well as some products that everybody can have right now. So I hope you like the selection. You may already have some of these things. And if you do, if you want to work along with me, I love that. I think it's so fun. So you let me know if you're working along with me and what you create at the end. I would love to see it. Let's see here. Just getting a few other things. So first, what I want to tell you is this is new paper. This paper is only available to demonstrators right now and will be available to customers beginning March 1st. It is beautiful paper. I believe that it's 48 sheets of paper, and of course it's our same beautiful double-sided DSP. I haven't even had time to make a sampler out of it yet, right? Look at this one. I really like that. That's very pretty. It's kind of cloud images with some speckles in it. Now this paper, if you choose to get the new butterfly dies and stamp set, the dies will cut out, there's one die that cuts out all 5 butterflies at the same time. And then the stamp set has very similar images to this. So detailed butterfly stamps. I love it. I have every intention of getting it, but I have so many beautiful things in my craft room right now, as always, that I just didn't think I could even give it its due. I knew I wanted to use the paper, but I am going to wait. I'm going to wait a few months. You never hear me say that, right? I'm going to wait a few months to get the butterflies. Now, if the butterflies are your deal, I say get them. Get them as a demonstrator, or if you're not a demonstrator yet, put them in a starter kit and then start shopping with a discount, earn some celebration rewards, and get these butterflies now. You can ask me all about that. As soon as I am not live anymore, feel free to call me, 208-830-6328, and I can help you get set up on the discount shopper shopping spree of your life. It's so fun. This is really pretty. And all of them have like little speckles. I would almost say it looks like Wing of Stella. I mean, it's not, or if it is, it's a print of it, but hello, Leslie. And then finally, this looks like, I believe this is the last pattern. Really, it's like, it looks like it's a smaller version of the one that has the die cuts on it, doesn't it? Oh yeah, I think it is. It's beautiful. Anyway, I will be getting the butterfly bundle that goes with this, but I'm going to hold off a little bit. So in the meantime, what I wanted to do is I wanted to play with these dies that I have not had out in quite a while. Now let me get our annual catalog out. I think these were part of a holiday catalog, or like a mini catalog. And then we kept them around because they were fun to play with and popular. Let me find them. Butterfly Beauty. At least I can find the, let's see, what did I call the stamp set? Beauty Abounds. It's hard to remember all these names, but somehow I get pretty close. I can't imagine. Now, who has Beauty Abounds? And that includes this, these dies, which have a couple really large dies on them. And then this stamp set, which I don't use very much anymore. And I don't even know if we're going to use it tonight, but it has these polka dots in it, and just, it's a really cool stamp set. I've used it a lot. Okay, let's look at the dies back here, I'm sure. Who else's catalog is like this? It's so handy, but I know it's got to be back here by the die cutting machines, right? And you're going to want a very good die cutting machine. If you are using these butterflies, there's lots of pieces and parts that you want to come out of the butterflies. And I'm going to show you a couple of little tricks that work for me really well. Butterfly Beauty, there it is. Isn't it gorgeous? So you have a whole plate of pretty solid colored or die cut butterflies, and then you have a more delicate set of dies that can be imposed on this, and we're going to do that tonight. We'll do both. We'll use it separately and together. And then all of these other little butterflies and sprigs, and it's mostly butterflies, to be quite honest. It's 20 dies, and you can see like some of them are so small that they're 2. You cut out 2 at a time. Thank goodness they've put those together. Some are in profile. These also will layer, even if you cut them apart. This is, so yeah, I should pull this up. This is one big die, but of course you can just cut these apart really easily. And I'm sure if you have this, you've done that. It's just really versatile and fun. And then this is just like a a general die cut for one of the stamps. So that is that set. That die cut out this die cut that looked like a blob that I was just showing you. And then there's this one that cuts out this butterfly. So pretty fun. Some of these get really lacy and detailed and very, very pretty. Okay, and then we also have, believe it or not, another butterfly set in the annual catalog, Butterfly Gala. You may remember me talking about Butterfly Gala and using it a lot because this right here is, I think it's my favorite sentiment still. It's my favorite sentiment when it came out. I mean, it's my favorite thank you sentiment. It's not the words, it's the size and the font. And I've used all of these a ton. So we probably will be using those tonight, along with something that I must have gotten about the same time, the Well Wishes. I think it's Well Wishes or Mini Wishes dies. So kind of, I wouldn't call it old school. Well written. I'm sorry, it's called Well Written. This has 24 dies. These are large die sets that do a lot of work for you. So these are 24 dies. Most of them are sentiments. You know, welcome, happy, family. And they have a coordinating stamp set that is probably called Many Wishes or something like that. Oh, no, it says coordinates with well said. Why don't I just read? Coordinates with well said. And that stamp set and bundle, or that stamp set and dies, I could do any cards with those. So these are just the things I pulled. You used that one today, the Well Said, Martine. It's good, isn't it? Yes. And Lori has this one. Oh, good. And Denise has this one. You know what? I thought it'd be kind of fun to work with sets that you still have, that you already have and have been using. And by no means are they antiquated or, you know, they can mash up perfectly with the new paper. So putting a little lotion on. Man, my hands are dry. You know, I washed them about 40 times yesterday because of the whole lasagna thing. And don't we just wash our hands a lot right now anyway? Which is good. It is good. But man, try and get any moisture in there. Normally I will watch some TV before I go to bed, and that's kind of my lotion time. That's kind of like my poor hands. And then I was filing and I did this ugly thing. Ugh, that is like, I don't want to file anymore. Please don't make me file. Setting up file drawers. Oh, so exciting, right? Oh man, do I have the life or what? Okay, so we're going to do a little die cutting. That's why I don't have the silicone mat here right now, because all of these little pieces are going to kind of go all over. But I thought, let's prep our paper first. Now, one thing that I normally would use after I did my die cutting is then I would remember about the adhesive sheets. So these, we talk about them a lot, right? I tend to talk about them a lot in my card kit, my charmed card kit, because they're just handy. This is how they're sold. I've already started cutting into them, right? But they are in the annual catalog in the adhesives section. There's a page for adhesives. You get 12 6x12 sheets, and that's a lot of adhesive sheets. We're gonna use quite a bit tonight, but this probably isn't normal. They definitely work well for these sentiments. They work very well for these butterflies. So hopefully you will remember to get them out. Now what I've done tonight, because I am doing some kind of large die cuts with these, right? You can see this takes up a whole card front. It really is just about 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. There won't be much on the paper. Here, let me show you. That is what it looks like. So it's a full card front, right? So I've cut a couple out to die cut the butterflies. I've cut this one out. I've just forgotten why. I don't know. It'll come to me. And then, oh, I know why. For my background paper. And then I've cut one for a piece of 6x6 paper, and I've chosen this one. Okay, so you're looking at that birch paper. Let me show you a full 12x12 of this. Well, maybe not. This is called the Natural Design Specialty Paper. Let me get that right. This is also only on pre-order for demonstrators. It's sold as part of the Butterfly Suite. So it's just this beautiful, it looks like birch veneer. Natural Touch Specialty Paper. It is thinner and it feels like it has some sort of a coating on it. And like I said, it looks like a birch veneer. It's got a slight texture, wood grain texture on it. And it's just like pretty stunning. So we're going to use a little bit of that. Oh, hello everyone. I'm so glad to see you all tonight. Very nice. Okay, so we're going to use that as a background too. But like I said, first up, we're going to layer, I think we're going to layer all of these with adhesive sheet. Now, I hate to say it, but I'm going to cover this paper up because we're going to use one of the butterfly die cuts on this paper, and you're not really going to see all of that. But it's okay, I tell myself, because I get 4 sheets of this. So it's okay. I can use some with the front and some with the back. Okay, something that I was talking about in my class, or a couple of people have mentioned, which if you did see me on Friday night and Saturday morning, then you most likely were in the Charmed card kit for the chickens. And oh my gosh, we had so much fun. I would love to show you the cards, but I cannot. Because when you take my Charmed card kit class, it's exclusive. So I don't show any of those cards. They are just for the class. But anyway, trust me, they were super cute. And then, getting to my point, somebody had mentioned that they put this on backwards, and I'm just not quite sure how that's possible, because the backing paper is only kind of one way. Now, let me just go over this, though, just in case some other people are having problems with it. I want you to be able to use this easily because it's such a help. We love that really detailed, fine detail in some of these dies, but you don't want to have to spend 5 minutes with your liquid glue putting fine pinpoints of glue all over it. Yeah, that's a great way to describe it, Roz. That paper feels like a thick vellum. It does. Gary, I'm here again tonight. Oh, so funny. Okay, so back to the adhesive sheets. This is perforated. Just peel one up, and whatever you peel up, that's not your paper. That's not your sticky part. This is your sticky part. See how it's slightly shiny there? If you put your finger in it, it will pull up like a spider web. Okay, so for most part, I don't put my finger down. I'm going to go ahead and take 2 of these off. And then I'm just going to kind of put it down like wallpaper. Now, I cut this to fit this paper exactly. You don't have to have all the margins exact, but you can if you want to. Okay, and then this third one, I'm going to go ahead and take off. Now, sometimes if you're adhering smaller papers, you don't need to take some of this off, or you don't need to take this off in steps, right? You can just take the whole thing off. That worked pretty slick. Sometimes if this adhesive sheet is a little bit longer than your piece of DSP or cardstock, it's a little sticky on this side. I recommend just running your fingers down it, and it'll gather on your fingers, and then just roll it up, throw it in the trash, because otherwise it gets in your dies and in the rollers of your Wonder Woman die cutting machine, and it's just messy. better if you know where it ends up. Okay, so again, now I'm putting all of this on the back of the paper that I want to use. This is, I mean, I don't think they mean for this to be a pattern, but the back of this birch paper ends up being a cool pattern to itself. So if you end up liking that side, use that side. Okay, so again, just kind of, this has a little bit of a border on the left and the right, and I am okay with that. It just happened to be, it was cut to 4, but my piece of birch paper is cut 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's going to be the entire card front, right? And once you get it going, I find it's really, knock on wood, it doesn't seem to bubble or do anything strange. It's just getting it started, which static electricity kind of helps you. The paper and the adhesive sheet kind of touch each other without you doing it. It's just one of those things, right? Hello, just coming in from North Carolina. Hi from New Zealand. Hello. And you have this set too. Great, Joanne. That's very nice. Thank you for sharing, Julie. I love that. Thank you so much. And Julie, while you're here, I want to tell you, since last time I kind of, you sent me your chopped submission, and then I said I didn't have it, but then I had it. So I want you to know I had yours. I saw it, I admired it, and then I sent it to Jen for processing. So I will not be asking you at the 11th hour to kindly send me your chopped submission, okay? So thank you for that. I wanted to make sure I told you kind of in person. All right, now I'm going to grab a piece of Bermuda Bay cardstock because that is what color this pattern is. And so I thought I wanted to work that in. Isn't that a cool pattern? Yes, it's very perfect. Okay, let's see if I have a scrap that large. I might. Never know. Just pulling out the Brights package. Oh, I don't think that's wide enough. Come on now. Let's see. Do I? No, I don't. You know what? That's okay. I have paper in every color here. Bermuda Bay. All right. I'm still here. Just can't seem to find that, of course. Come on now. Jump out at me. Ooh, running low. It's a good thing I have an extra package. So we're going to do this, a quarter sheet, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and we will be die cutting out of it, remember? So it, again, will take most of this. It's a nice large die, and I bet even in New Zealand, where they have longer but slightly thinner cards, if I'm correct, please correct me if I am wrong, Joanne, but I bet these butterflies still cover the front really nicely. And then, let's see, I think that might be it. That might be it for now. Okay, I have the birch, I have that, I have that. Okay, so the one nice thing about this card we're going to make is that we're going to use the positive and the negative. So it takes a few minutes to die cut these out, but that's okay because we're going to use the positive and the negative. Now I can see I've cut this too large, so I'm going to cut this down. I took a little bit of the adhesive off, but I'm going to cut the rest of this down before I get the backing off of all of this, because that is quite a bit larger. Okay, I'm going to save that for my sentiment probably. Okay. So how is everyone today? Hi, Anne-Marie. How are you doing? Anne-Marie, I've been thinking about you a lot because I know you had, you know, a little winter that you're not used to, and that caused lots of problems and still caused problems, right? But I'm hoping that you and your family are doing okay. The fur kids, and I believe it's Dave. Is that right? Dave? And I also hope that your neighbor who likes to chat really loudly outside, I hope everything's okay for him. Oh my gosh. Haven't even thought to ask about him. How rude. Now I'm bringing in the standard Wonder Woman, as I call her. You know, the standard Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This one is so slick. It's not to be outdone, though, by the mini, right? Okay, so like if you can see the large one, and then here's the mini. The mini fits on the one of the platforms. So it's quite a bit smaller, and it does a ton of work. And actually, most of the time you see me, I'm using this one. So, but tonight, we need the large one. So that's okay. It has nice silicone feet on it, so it keeps it nice and steady. And I know that it's a bit of a push to get this in the camera. No, I was going to move it, and then I thought, just leave it alone, Lisa. We've got a good thing going on for the rest of our creating, so I'm not going to move the camera. First, I'm going to do the large, or what I want to call it, the die cut that's larger and more full. Okay, lots of times also, if you feel better about turning this upside down and then letting the blades run directly on it, that works just fine too. I didn't really need it. So one thing I want to do, since I'm going to use the positive and the negative though, is I want to make sure that I get these on here in a nice layout. It doesn't have to be straight because they're butterflies, but I might, you know, want them to be kind of have the same margins, if that makes sense. Okay, so I do have that adhesive sheet on there. I'm going to roll this once and take a look at it. And because it does, you know, it does have an extra layer to go through. It looks really great. Let me try a couple of these. Let me just see. I can't find anything that in particular pops out. Oh, there we go. No. You know what? I think this little butterfly needs it again. I know that just from this die. Now that it's stuck in there, right? It's like embedded. It's not moving around. I'm going to turn it upside down. And I'm going to position this spot over towards the side, which I believe has more pressure, slightly more pressure than the middle. So this is another option. Like I said, it's it went through fine the first time when I tested it, but I didn't have the adhesive sheet on it. And now I can tell noticeably it's better. So it was 75 degrees. I know, you know what? It was like 55 here. And last week we were in the thick of it, girl. So, but we are used to cold temperatures. And so we have those pesky things like insulation around our water pipes and stuff like that, you know. And so we luck out a little bit that way. But I hope that you guys, you're probably going to have, well, I don't know. Would you have a problem flooding, or did you not have that much snow? Because, you know, when it goes up to 75 after it's snowed, if that happens here, we would have rivers flooding. So I don't know much about Texas, snow in Texas, and apparently, like, you don't either, right? Yes, Dave. Okay, you know, I know your family. I know your family because we're friends here. Not because I'm stalking you, but because we're friends here. So the neighbor's Ralph. You're getting close to a podcast game plan. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. You have mentioned that your neighbors, I don't know if it's Ralph in particular, but your neighbors are really reaching out and being very kind. So I think that is so cool. And you are too. It sounds like everybody's just being really nice to each other. Okay, these are really falling out very easily. And this is DSP, so it's slightly lighter weight than the cardstock, so that looks good. And then now I need just a minute to, I'm going to bring in my little roller brush, remember? And we used to sell a larger version of this. I still have it. It works fine too, whichever you have. Tonight is kind of a lesson about bringing in some new and some old, right? So now you can pop these out, and if you were really wanting something to do, you could inlay them into another die cut. And I'm sure that would be stunning. We are not doing that tonight because I'm not that person. Okay, so I'm just going over this die. You want to keep your die cut in the metal die when you're rolling over it with this, or it'll just tear up your paper. You can see I got a lot of that out. Some of it I can just flick out, and that's kind of fun. Something old and something new. Kind of like one of my, the song that's embedded in my brain, one of the Girl Scout songs. Make new friends but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. I don't know. Is that a compliment? I'm not sure. But we're going to go with it. Okay, so this is coming out really nice. And there is mostly, this is a pattern. This is the DSP pattern. See, it's so thin that if I would have used the larger design, it wouldn't have translated to butterflies. It would have just translated to different colors. So I'm going to take a minute to poke some of these out. But it will definitely show up as a pattern once we put it onto plain Bermuda Bay cardstock. Girl Scout high five. Were you a Girl Scout? I was a Girl Scout way beyond when it was cool. If it was cool, I don't know. I was a nerd, right? And I wear that badge proudly. Literally the badge, get it? Man, I was big time Girl Scout. Girl Scouts did so much good for me. I love it. So yeah, in fact, I was a camp counselor for a few years, and then I like to think my specialty was teaching kids how to sing all those songs. I want to try and keep this positive and this negative so I can see a little piece is stuck. Okay, I believe an antenna is stuck over here. It's just because of the adhesive sheet again. Come on now, work with me. Oh, I got it. Okay, good. And then we have this one. And a lot of this doesn't come out, right? Because it's more of the solid background for the more delicate piece to sit on. You were a Girl Scout too, Denise? Oh, I love hearing this. Yay. Oh. Okay, now for my die cuts, I always know that this one is a little more finicky than the others. Like, I don't know. It might be more detailed. It might just be that it's on the end. But this is actually helpful to have these adhesive sheets on here because it makes your paper slightly stronger, slightly heavier. So you can see I'm just working the pieces out of the die, and don't pull. I know you're tempted to pull it out like a tooth. Don't do that. Because there will just be, I think with every die, there will be a couple of pieces that just kind of stick in there. Okay, and then we're good. And we're not going to bother with all these pieces yet. I'll show you another little trick I've got up my sleeve. Even though I'm not wearing sleeves, I've got tricks. All right, I think we have all the pieces now. Let me just, this was the other reason why I didn't have the silicone out, because all those little pieces would stick to the silicone and I would have to remove it anyway. Now, as you can see, here's one of the dies that's really fun. It kind of mimics one of the stamps in the stamp set. So just want to point that out. Stampin' Up! Is always concerned about the detail. It's what makes the stamp sets like just better than normal, right? Just have all these little pieces that mimic the stamp sets, and then like vice versa, mimics the dies. Okay, we need to cut out of this one now that we have now that our dies have been freed. And I'm going to cut the detailed one because the background is the same size. It doesn't matter which one you use. See, so this is how it's going to kind of look once we get all the adhesive pulled out of it and stuff. Trust me, it'll look better. And now you can really see that that's a pattern, yes? You know, against its own solid cardstock. So you could stagger these and put them on your card. You can cut them apart and put them on the card, or you can just stack them as they are. All right, and then finally, we need to cut out of our birch. And I bet it's gonna cut pretty easily out of the birch paper. I know, I need to get that lint roller out. I need to do that, Roz. Now that actually was something that migrated from the bathroom and then back into the bathroom for my clothes. Oh my gosh, yes, I don't know if I could earn badges. Maybe I would get like the tries hard but doesn't quite get it done badge. But that's okay, that'd be good too. Okay, so you can see, this is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of birch paper, because I want to use it as a complete card front, but I also want to have a die cut from it. So we are going to get maximum use out of this work we're doing. Okay. Who was a counselor at overnight camp? Who said that? Oh! You were a brownie, a Girl Scout, and even a counselor at Girl Scout overnight camp. Roz, so was I. Camp name was Tunes. Hello. Don't make me sing the songs too. And I worked at Camp Alice Pittenger in McCall, where I went to camp my whole life. So, oh my gosh, so much in common, right? Okay, so we want to keep the back solid, and we want to keep the front solid. So isn't that pretty already? And then of course we still have some adhesive on the back of it to put that down. And then this one knocks your socks off. It's pretty on its own. And let's see here. I'll move this right now. We don't need to make the sentiment right this minute. We have time. Okay. Oh, Girl Scout camp. So fun. Arts and crafts, right? Not a far stretch. Yes, my kind of, I don't know. I taught lots of songs, and I loved cooking, and that hasn't changed. So there you go. Dutch oven cooking is so delish. Maybe I'll have to make a little pit out here in the front yard now that I got rid of all the grass. Don't you think the neighbors would love that? They probably would if I would feed them. Yeah, that might work. I'll have to think about that when the weather gets a little bit better. Okay, now again, these are going to come out of here. They just need a little teasing. And even if you like break one of them or a tiny part, you can just glue those pieces. You're not going to see them. I think they go back together really nicely. Can I look at this one? It almost looks like pleather. In a classy way though. Classy pleather. But I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you can still see the birch embossing running through it. So it's going to be really fun. It definitely is a really cool natural element when you're working with butterflies. It's like a perfect theme. It goes with the theme. Okay, let's take these pieces and parts and see what in the world we have got here to deal with. I also have a Coastal Cabana card base. Say that 3 times fast, or even 1 time fast. And let's see here. It needs a little bone folder action. So yes, it was 55 here today. I drove home at, I don't know, about 3:30. I had the roof open. It was awesome. So fun. Okay, now I'm going to lay this down for the card front. It's going to have to be pretty particular, isn't it? So I want to make sure that I get that laid down properly. Maybe this adhesive sheet has some perforations. Nope. I know what I'll do. Hold, please. I'm gonna get the face of a Stamparatus. I need some help, and I want some help from the Stamparatus. It's not going to be for stamping. It's just going to be for giving me a corner, okay, to place this in. Yeah, I can probably use, I think I will use one of those magnets after all. Let's see here. Come apart. Come on now. Okay. Push it down into the corner. Okay. You already know this is going to lay over this that way. It doesn't have a margin. So let's take up some of the bottom. And I may or may not peel all this off at once. It just depends on what it does. I may, if it doesn't work with me. Kind of have to. Okay. So, have to be careful with these negative sides. Oops, no. Everywhere you touch, remember I said everywhere you touch is going to come up like a spider web a little bit. So, let's take that part off. Okay, now I have a corner. I at least have a corner that's done. So, let me just fit that. I'm going to fit the left corner and the bottom side in. And before I set it down, I have to like get this against the Stamparatus and then put it in there. And I think, because there's no place for it to go except to line up. Okay? Let's see what happened now. Okay, now that we have a large part of it down and started, I think we'll be just fine. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all this sticky up or not, but I think it's okay. Oh yes, that worked well. That thing was pretty floppity. That's a word. It's a real word. Pretty floppity. That's okay because we cinched it down into the corner of the Stamparatus. Oh gosh, this looks like a little more, this looks a little more difficult. This looks a little sillier, doesn't it? Yes, it does. You're like, hey, I wasn't bragging, just in case this goes wrong. I was not bragging. Okay, and then these pieces, just don't force them. All right, can I get a little applause, please? The Stamparatus is the trick to that, okay? So just put it in the corner of the Stamparatus, and then it doesn't have anywhere else to go. Okay, all right. Now let's take, you could leave that at this point, you could leave that. You could put this in. That's beautiful. I want to see, oh, thanks. Very kind. I want to see some, I just want a little bit of Coastal Cabana, and I want Bermuda Bay to be the next color. Thank you so much, Roz. Thank you, Susan. Okay, so this gets easier then, right? Because it's not the negative piece. This is a lot easier. And also, this is why the adhesive sheet is handy, because it will pull out a lot of the negative pieces so that you don't have to spend a lot of time with the roller brush. Like, you can get the main pieces out, but a lot of them will come out right on the adhesive sheet. So just don't even worry about that. Like this one, this little one down in the left-hand side right here, all of that just came out. Like, I had none of those out. So again, this one. And then finally that one was almost done. Okay, so I just have to make sure I don't have any on the card. And then I have to like choose a spot to start, and I'm going to choose the largest one to start. Don't be silly. And I'm going to fit it in like a little puzzle. And I'm going to put the antenna in, and then I'm going to put the lowest parts in, whatever that is. I'm sure there's something, you call that something. As long as you have the antenna in, and these points, you're golden. Okay, that was just a little negative spot. Now look at this. Oh, so cute. And this is kind of like a little show off, right? Where you can send this to somebody who's another card maker, and they will know right away, oh, that took a little finagling. And the nice thing about these adhesive sheets is they do adhere very well, but it's you have a little wiggle time where you can pick them up like I just did, put them back down in there. And finally this one, look at that. Now that's pretty fun, right? And it looks mostly inlaid. If you put this upside down and put a book on it, it will just be fully inlaid. That's cool too. I like it. I like it. But there's more. But wait, there's more. Now we are going to get this one and lay a little bit of a pattern on top of our Bermuda Bay. Now this one itself. Now this is the side, remember the side I'm peeling off right now? This is the side that had all the big images of butterflies. So if you like this pattern, then use the back side of the paper. The side we gave up. It's beautiful. It just doesn't look like butterflies. It doesn't look like the pattern that's actually on it, because this die cut is so small. Now this one's giving me a little trouble. Partly I want to, there we go. Again, get those little pieces off, because all these little pieces just came out on the sticker. And so again, I'm going to grab the largest, right? What did I say? Get the antenna in place and get the lowest part of the wings. It looks like feet almost, but it's not feet. Don't be silly, Lisa. Get that in place, and then pretty much everything else goes in place. Especially if you just keep your eye on the little feelers at the top. Okay, and then by the time you get down here, there's really no other place for them to go. Ooh, look what we did. I like this. I think it's a little washed out on camera, but when I take a still picture of it, you'll really be able to see the 3 different colors. So pretty. There, maybe you can see it now. Comes off as really blue, but it's very blue-green. Oh, thanks for the hearts. Love it. I love to hear when you like things. You can even tell me when you don't like things. Sometimes I wonder that you're sleeping. If you're sleeping, which, you know what? If I help you to sleep, then that too. Go for it, ladies. Okay, we're going to use this on our next card, which is going to be really fun. And you can help me choose the patterns and the colors. But now let's get a sentiment for this. Something fitting, I think it would be a very nice thank you card because I have people who do lots of nice things for me. Thank you, Marcia. Very cool. Although it would make a very nice sympathy card too. I think, you know, just anything to do with nature makes a nice sympathy card. Friend is very fun. I kind of am thinking that I want it to go right there. I don't want to cover up too much of the butterfly, but I still want it to be fully part of the design. It could be happy though. Happy would work really well too. And then there's like obviously there's a birthday, but I'm not going to do all that on there. Let's see. There's a hooray. Thanks. There's just a thanks. Let's try the thanks because that's what I went with first, right? Oh, it's pretty. It's a tiny bit too long. I think I like the friend. Let's just do friend. It practically chose itself and threw itself down on there. So I'm just going to go with it. Now I want to choose a color. Oh, good, Pam. I'm so glad you're going to try it in purples. I want to choose a color. At first I was thinking black. Now I don't think black, but I need your help with this. Do we want my die cut word to be in white? Let me look at the embellishments to see if that might lead me a certain way. I don't know what embellishments I want to do with that. That birch paper. I almost want to like, well, I don't know yet. Let's see the gilded gems. I don't feel like this is going to turn into a gold foil sentiment. The gold is nice though. And these are frosted epoxy dots, or we have the clear epoxy dots. I almost like the frosted. I almost feel like it's not for shiny. What do you guys think? Cinnamon cider. Okay, cinnamon cider is a great idea. And you were going to say bulk. Natasha, I know what you meant. See, black would work fine because black is like, look at me. I don't think I want to use ribbon on it because I don't want to hide any of the die cuts that we worked so hard on. But I do want to use like a hard embellishment. So if we used black, it would look like this and we would use black matte dots. I'm kind of steering away from that now. It's pretty intense, but that's a good way to check it, right? I could use these cinnamon cider in color dots, and I really kind of think that's pretty. Okay, let's go cinnamon cider. Yeah, no ribbon. You're right, Roz. And then these are the gold. No, I think cinnamon cider was a good call. I appreciate that. Of course, I have some more of those dots, should we need them. They aren't very large, but that's okay. Because this is a card all about the die cut, right? We just spent time making a really pretty die cut. So, that works for me. You could also use champagne. See, so many embellishments, so little time. Sometime I should just make a card front that's like all embellishments. Seriously, all embellishments. I'm gonna do it, I tell ya. Okay, where's my in color package? Come on now, package of scraps. My in color package of scraps. And we have kind of a large one, but this already has a little bit of sticky on it. Look at that. Perfect. Okay. This was from the chicken class. Does anybody recognize this die cut? Roz, I bet you do. do like the black, don't get me wrong, but I think with the birch, the black is, I'm thinking it's too much. Another day black. Okay, I think this is a pretty detailed die, but I think we can run it through the mini, and I think it'll work just fine. If not, we can always get out the Wonder Woman. So, speaking of, since we were talking about my lasagna, what did everybody do for dinner tonight? What did you eat for dinner tonight? Tell me that. I might want some new ideas. Let's see here. Yes, the Woods cinnamon cider. You're smart, Roz. I'm sticking with you. Sticking with Roz. She's not just a pretty face, everybody. She's that too, but no, she's not all looks, I believe is what the sentiment is. Sorry. She's not all looks. She's got something in that noggin. Okay, so I'm going to put my friend up here on this scrap because this scrap already has adhesive on it. Why do I want to reinvent the wheel? And remember, I always put my top plate on the mini a little further forward than the rest of the sandwich. Okay, now this is, again, this is cardstock and adhesive, so let's see how this worked. I don't think it's bad, but I'm going to run it through one more time. I'm just feeling it. I know it's going to pop right out if I do that. We'll even get the tittle. Oh my God. What did she just say? The tittle is the dot on the eye. You're going to try it also? What are you going to try also? Oh, the feta and tomato. I've seen a lot of that. I don't know. Tomatoes aren't in season right now. Well, for me. I shouldn't say that. Roz, they probably are for you. Spaghetti meat sauce. Yum. Okay, so was it good, Roz? It looks delicious. And of course, it looks easy, which makes it really fun, right? Okay. Did Gary like it? Okay, you don't want to go far without this. Take your pick tool when you're doing stuff like this. So let's take this one and then make sure we punch it out in a certain place. Kind of set it aside. And we may or may not put it back up there. Who knows? Just depends on where this falls with regard to the butterfly. But it's cute. It's a little extra something. And you can also use these for the dot too. So Gary and Peter liked it. Used grape tomatoes from Costco, which is probably a really good call. And then what kind of pasta did you use? Let's see. I want this down a little bit. Again, that's why those adhesive sheets are so user-friendly. You really can kind of just pull them up. And now on these, I found that if I tried to use the pokey end like I do with most embellishments, it broke the cap away from the color. So I need to use, let's see if I can use this. It's out. Dang it. All right, I need to use the putty end, and I need my other take your pick tool for that. Where is it? Well, let's see. Here, we'll just do this. I don't need my other one. I just need to get this out. And this is a refill. Okay, so since we're here, I believe you get 2 of these when you order, and when you order the take your pick tool itself, and then you can just buy replacements. This little doohickey part goes in there. You screw this down, but don't screw it down the whole way or your putty is going to come squirting out the top. So you just ratchet this down as you need it and then see the putties coming out. So just stop. And actually, I make it a little like, I stop it. Okay, now that you have some on the end of this thing, kind of loosen up. I kind of like unscrew this just slightly so that the pressure stops. Okay. You'll know if you have it right if the putty doesn't keep coming out. That's going to be kind of weird. See, I said it just depends on where that fits on the butterfly. We don't need it, so we're going to leave it. Oh, this was a great color combination. This makes me happy. So these little in color dots are also in the annual catalog under the embellishments section. Where else would they be, right? In the butterfly section? No. And I think that's just about as pretty as it could be. I like it. I like it a lot. I froze? What? Norma Jean, no. Now, just 1 minute. You guys tell me if you like that or not, and I'm grabbing a sentiment for inside. So you just keep those hearts and likes coming. If you like it, of course. Let's see. Let's do, it's pool party on the inside. I'll go ahead with white. That's fine. A card this special needs an insert though. It just does. Because it's so cute. Now this is the Well Said stamp set that I was telling you about. Costs a little bit, but you can put it in your starter kit if you want to. I think it's a heck of a deal for everything that you get in it. I'm going to do an insert that's 3 3/4 by 5. I think for me it's just the right amount of, that gives me room to write a quick note and do some stamping and still see some of the beautiful cardstock. I know, Donna, I wasn't sure at first either because it's not my normal go-to, like super bright, hello, here I am. Okay, so the Well Said is 2 stamp sets, and it has some that you would call like inside sentiments, right? And then other ones that go together with those die cut words. So belated birthday, of course, sending, I think there's a word wishes on here. So there's all sorts of stuff. Bride and groom, oh my gosh, everything. There's birthday stuff, which Martine said she just used. Pam, you got yours. That's another great idea. You got yours as a half price item. Do you know that when you spend $4.50 US, correct me if that's wrong, but when you spend $4.50 US, you get an item 50% off. And I believe the only thing that you cannot have 50% off is the standard cut and emboss machine. So you could get the whole set of Stamp and Write markers, which I think is like, I don't know, it's over $100. You could get those. Okay, so we have this friend card, right? And then let's put something inside it. Thoughtful, kind, and generous. That's you. I mean, tons of things, but I think that's probably what I'm going to do. Oh, sending healing thoughts your way. You know, I need that a lot too. You know what? Yeah, that's what I'm going to put in there. This is actually going to be kind of a sympathy card now that I just thought about it. A sympathy card doesn't always have to say sympathy right on front of it, don't you think? Is this okay? I need to ask you guys, like as a card maker, would you send this as a sympathy card if it said friend, sending healing thoughts your way inside? Or do you think it's no? Do you think it's not right? Yours are in French. Yes, of course. Oh. Mais oui, Martine. Let's see here. Hey, oh, and there's Cindy. Hello, Cindy. It's okay. You don't have to be... Oh, you were watching Forensics Files. Well, that is super important, I think. Cindy says she would. Okay. I think I'm going to. Oh my gosh. Roz, that's a beautiful thought. They say loved ones visit us as butterflies. Well, I like this, and it's for for a couple of people that I know through our Stampin' Up! Family, but as far as, like, I've only met them virtually. But I just think it's a good idea. Let me try the Bermuda Bay. And again, this is going to be on the inside with the Pool Party paper. And whoops, I can't use that as a scrap paper because it has somebody's email on it. That's not going to work. Where did my scrap paper go when I need it? Oh, I know what I can use. Okay. I got it. Or cardinal. Yeah. Nice. And I believe it was Kathy Strang who told me about seeing a cardinal in a very, like on a very particular day. And that was really cool. I like that. And dragonflies. Boy, we have all sorts of really cool things. See, I told you, I think any nature stamp is appropriate for a sympathy card. Let me make sure this thing is... I need my T-square, don't I, Natasha? No, it was Amy Todd, I guess. Don't ask me how I remember that, but Amy Todd told me she got a T-square. And if it was Natasha, I apologize. It's so funny. I could just get out my grid paper, but oh man, that would be so boring. When I have the T-square, why not get that out? Oh, we're on. We're on like Donkey Kong. Okay, we're fine. All right. Cindy bought you one. Cindy, that's good people right there. I love it. Cindy bought you a T-square. The last T-square I had was huge, and it was made out of 2x4s. And my friend and I used it to lay my paver patio. So, as I've gotten older, my T-square got a lot smaller. Oh my gosh, you guys, was anyone else watching Dina Rico earlier today? Okay, there's our card. I really like it. Oh, it's fun and it's different and it's peaceful. Okay, there's our friend card. Oh, nice. Okay, so was anyone else watching Dina Rico today? Give me a like or something, or tell me if you did, just because I'm going to tell the rest of you, obviously. But Dina was working with... Oh, hello, Kathy. So Dina was working with the cactus medley that we have, which is really cool. I don't remember the name of it. Okay, Roz was too. And what do you know, but she has two very... How can I say this delicately? Two very upright cacti. And she said she had to use two so that they wouldn't look perverse. Okay, so everyone, of course, picks up on that. We picked up what she was putting down. Everyone starts saying that it's pickles. Immediately, all of us are like, it's a pickle. And then someone says, it's a tickle. You guys, it just got worse from there. Oh my gosh, then every sentiment sounded risque, and she was laughing, and She said she hadn't laughed that hard in a long time. And I was like, I probably have, but it still felt really good. Okay, let me pick out some colors for that beautiful birch die cut that we have here. So you get to, I'll try to narrow it down to help you choose, but you get to choose what the paper is, what background paper we're going to use. There, can I speak? Dickles. I know, Dickles. It was perfect. And yeah, and like I said, the sentiments, they just, I think it kind of fades away. Okay, back to this card. No Dickles, back to this card. I think it kind of gets lost right there. What do you guys think? See, this is just, oh, it definitely gets lost on the pattern. It's too subtle. I mean, it gets lost where there's another picture. So we need to choose just like a pattern. I believe that's Poppy Parade. That's pretty. It's still, oh, we might have a winner here. Oh, wow. It pops out on that. That's for sure. And I guess we could go anywhere with the card base. Okay, let's look at the others. This was, I'm assuming this is gonna, yeah. It like overpowers it. Roz, get out. Okay, what about this one? No, it's the same paper, but this particular piece just has like more blue, less pink. Kind of liking it on that. But we have more. There's always more. We can try it. This pattern was, we tried it in pinks and it was really overwhelming. That's a possibility too. This, no, I don't even like that. I mean, I don't like those two together. This is going to be great just with another card. Did we try this? No, I don't think we tried this. Oh, interesting. Yeah, the tie-dye sheets are fabulous, aren't they? They are really cool. So we're getting some, we're narrowing this down. That's so fun. I can't wait to use that paper, that rainbow paper. And I already tried that and I wasn't a fan. Okay. Now we're down to 3. And then there were 3. Okay, I'm going to give you a moment on each of the papers and then you can, you know, let me know. There's that one. Okay. There is, whoops. There's this one. Okay. And then this one, which has a couple different options depending on how you place it. So do you like 1, 2, or 3? I'm going to give you a few moments here, not minutes, just moments. We don't have time for minutes. So there's 1 again. I'm the eye doctor, right? Is it 1 or is it better here or here? How about if I do this? Okay, we're rocking and rolling now. We got a 3. We got a good night, Martine. We got a 1. We got a 2, 3, a 1, a 3, a 3, a 3, a 1. Oh, another 3. I think it's 3, which is great. It's beautiful. These other ones are good contenders though, so, okay. And this is saved for another day. And the 1 was close. The 1 was close. Okay, now, oh my gosh, it's kind of fun because we have a lot of different choices. So let's get out our color decoder, our secret color decoder, which isn't really a secret, right? So on the back support piece of every piece of cardstock, or every piece of DSP, you have a color code. It tells you the name of the paper. This is the reorder number if you need that. Tells you obviously the measurements, but then it tells you all of the colors right here. And so we can choose different things. I see some Melon Mambo definitely pops out. Mint Macaron. And the So Saffron. Tending to think no on the So Saffron. In fact, if I feel like the So Saffron competes with this brown too much. Like I want a little more of a difference of colors. So even if we put it like, no, that's too much. Let me grab some Mint Macaron. And let me grab Mint Macaron and the mango, and we'll see. Okay. Oh, that Melon Mambo looks bright tonight. First I thought it was Magenta Madness. And where's my mint? Where are you? Okay. Here we go. What's your pleasure? Green background or Mambo? Ooh, they're both great. I have no preference. I'll do what you tell me. I am your card making, what do I want to say? I am your card maker tonight. You tell me. Yeah, 3 without the yellow, exactly. Let me put this Costa Picana away, and then we're done with the T-square. And do we want melon or mint? We got a Mambo, we got a green. It's a tougher choice, right? Got narrowed down, and then it's like, oh, still both pretty. We got a melon. We got a mint. Oh, they're running neck and neck. Would you look at this again? We'll hide that. This looks very tie-dyed, doesn't it? It's really kind of fun. We got a melon, we got a mint, melon, mint, melon, mint. Every other one. Hilarious. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's tied. All right. The next one is going to win it. Yeah, can't decide. Ah, that's not what I was expecting. Can't decide. What? That answers for wimps. Black or espresso? No. Mint. Okay, we're going with mint. Thanks, Jean. When the chips are down, Jean made the call. So funny. Okay, I'm just going to do a standard. I'm not feeling a fun bowl tonight, you guys. I'm feeling a standard. 4 1/4. Let's see here. It's actually 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. Scored a 4 1/4. There we go. Alrighty. And then, yeah, I almost said, let's have another layer, but I think no. I want to cut this paper down quite a bit. 3 3/4. Oh, this is pretty large, but it doesn't mean we have to have, you know what we could do is cut it into strips. So let's do a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and let's take some of that So Saffron off of it. Okay. Let's see. What are we going to do to make this special? I was thinking about cutting this into strips. There's really no place for it to go, though. There's no room. It might need a mat of one of the blue grains. Let me see here. I don't think black or espresso, but still. What about Misty Moonlight? Let's take a look at that. That might be a fun color to bring in. I don't think this is large enough, but just to tell if we even like it. Let's do that. So this is how I do this kind of stuff sometimes. And then this, and then this guy. Yeah, I like that. I like that. It's pretty. Okay. We're gonna do it. Let's see. I have some. Oh, this would be too easy. But let me see what this size is. Oh, yes. Okay, so I'm only gonna give it 1/8 of an inch. So this one's gonna be 3 7/8. By 5 1/8. The scrap gods are working with me tonight. Goodbye, Linda. You have a wonderful night. We're almost wrapped up here. Famous last words. What? Oh, the scrap gods are not working with me. That was too small. How about that? Let's try that again. Okay. We're sure using our in colors tonight, aren't we? With our cinnamon cider and our Misty Moonlight. Even if it is the wrong measurement. I'm just working this thing anyway. Oh. Well, I see the problem. I cut that too wide. Let's see. Let's do this at 4 by 5 1/4. And then, okay, that's 4 by 5 1/4. So then this can be 4 1/8. By 5 3/8. Dear Lord, is she gonna do it? Did she get it right this time? It's gonna be a thin one. Yeah, okay. I like that. It's just a little bit of darker color to bring in there. Let's put this up on dimensionals. No, I'm just kidding. Just teasing. That's not happening. Putting that saffron right down in the corner so I don't have to see it very much. Ooh. This is slim. That's why I'm using the liquid glue, but it's really slim. It said, nope, try again. Let's see. Okay. I made it slimmer on the top and the bottom than the sides. Oh, that's okay. That works too. I think so. All right. Oh, let's see. You know what? I hope. Somebody told me I froze earlier, and I just noticed I don't have this dum-dum thing plugged in. And unless I come on with a full charge, sometimes it gets a little wonky. Okay. Changed my mind, didn't I? Put that yellow up there. Okay. Finally, this guy. Remember, we had a little time saver there because we have cut this out. We cut this out of that background. So, oh, come on now. This is going to be the hardest part of it, is starting it. Try and choose like the widest line, widest, not whitest, line you can find, and then get started in there. And again, don't worry so much about the negative pieces because most of them will pull away or just kind of drop out. Now come on, get off there, fly away. Fly away. You can hold it, you can see I'm holding it with between my nails, but you can also bring in your reverse tweezers. This is a good way to kind of hold this if you don't have the old nails. They're very good tools. Away now. And then we have a little beautiful birch butterflies. Oh, who doesn't love that? Again, not a lot of extra room, so it's pretty easy as to where you're going to put those because there's not a lot of margin. In fact, I kind of got them over a little too far. Let's see if I can pick it up. I think I can. Cool. Like I said, you get a little time. It needs to go over to the left a little bit. Ooh, who's gonna get these butterfly dies out and play with them? Or alternately, have fun with the new butterfly dies. Someone on here, I just saw the comment go by, I can't remember now who said it, but they said theirs was coming, or they got theirs today. And I believe it was the new set. So that's fun. Oh, that one's much more subtle, but I really like it. It's really very fun, isn't it? Okay, now let's get some little embellies. And I almost want to stick with what we used Magenta Madness, or we could use these clear ones. I want to keep this one simple again. Just feeling like I don't have to do all the bells and whistles tonight. So unlike me. Very weird. Oh, I only have 3. What? That is not possible. I never run out of embellishments. Okay, I know. Getting the backing off. Come on. But it saves you so much time. And I also think it's really fun if you just use the positive and the negative. Because, you know, it offers you 2 cards for the same amount of work. Who doesn't like that? Ooh. We also have those gems. They have a little bit of gold in them. Remember the wonderful gems? And they are. These are called the elegant gems, and these are called the wonderful gems. I believe the wonderful gems are still current, and if they're not, they are going to be in the annual catalog. Roz, Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think that is the case. So let's try some of them. They sparkle, but they don't overwhelm. And there are a couple of different sizes. It's so fun, you just want to sprinkle so many on. Maybe one more, I don't know. One more? Let's see, what does this look like? No, that looks too symmetrical. I don't want to do that. One was too many. One more was too many. So that's all right. Oh, this is pretty. Now I may just put an insert in this and leave it blank as a card for when I need when I need to grab one and put a sentiment on it, and then it's all ready. So there are our butterfly cards tonight that we made with our mashup, the beautiful paper. Please don't look over the paper because you can't get the paper after June. Whether you're a demonstrator or a customer, they're only going to have this paper through June, or I'm guessing while supplies last. So if you're a demonstrator, I'd say grab some now, or put it in your starter kit. Again, it's a great way to get lots of supplies for at least 20% off. But also, if you're just a customer going to buy them in March, then order the paper soon because you don't get a lot of chances with the paper. Okay, everyone. Oh my gosh, I hope you've enjoyed that. Like, the camera's a little wonky. Sorry about that. And I had fun. I'm so glad I jumped on with a Monday night or a Tuesday morning for Leslie Annabelle. Okay, everyone. I will put up stills of these pictures probably tomorrow, okay? So nice to see you all. I appreciate you. Have a great week, and I will see you again on Thursday. Yay! It's right around the corner. Don't worry. It'll be here sooner than you know it. Okay, thank you.